the wall would end with a big castle, a big fortress that was called the Louvre. Anyone's heard about the Louvre? Have you visited the Louvre yet?
Yeah.
You've been in the basement?
The medieval foundations
time,
of the Louvre.
Exactly. You go down in the basement, okay, and you will still see the fortress of the Louvre.
There was a time when I was alone, nowhere to go and no place to call home. My only friend was the man in the moon, and even sometimes he would go away too. Then one night as I closed my eyes, I saw a shadow flying high. He came to me with the sweetest smile, told me he wanted to talk for a while. He said, Peter Pan, that's what they call me. I promise that you'll never be lonely. And ever since that day,
Peter Pan, that's what they call me. I promise that you'll never be lonely. Peter Pan, that's what they call me. I promise that you'll never be lonely. Peter Pan, that's what they call me. I promise that you'll never be lonely.
ever since that day.
In these fast times, chasing lifelines for a lifetime. I've had my heart in the right place at the wrong time with the right girl in another world. Maybe we would be together still if you hate us and resent that. I don't give a shit, I'll let it spill. I don't give a damn, I'll keep it real. Cause by now I hope you know the drill. I would never lie, young forever, I ain't never gonna die. Told me grow up and I went and showed them why I could make it. I showed them the power in youth, power in truth.
Lines out there that say Village Saint Paul. So Saint Paul is the name of this area. Why village? It's because here we have a series of 7 courtyards. They all have different colors. As you can see, we entered by the pink one, and now we're in the purple one. Okay? And this is part of the renovation of this neighborhood. Once again, it was a marsh, so not really a place to live in. Then becomes the hot place for the French aristocracy. So
Around the 1600s.
Exactly. Everybody wants to live here. And so the aristocrats, they had a lot of staff, right? So there were some kind of, today we'll call them social housing, but where the staff of the aristocrats would live. So we're right here in such a place that was made with plenty of small apartments for people working for the elite, okay? Now,
Peter Pan, that's what they call me. I promise that you'll never be lonely. Peter Pan, that's what they call me. I promise that you'll never be lonely. Peter Pan, that's what they call me. I promise that you'll never be lonely. Ever since that day.
You ain't never gotta be alone. I found company inside a song. Take it off your chest, throw it in a poem. If they try to flex, show them where you going. Hating on your past, kill them with your moment. When you get the chance, drop it like you stole it. She said, I don't wanna grow up, I gotta go keep my passions alive. Please say you've heard of a place I can fly where nothing's impossible. That's where I gotta go.
wind, fire, earth, and water, okay? So you have those 4 allegories, and they represent wind, earth, water, and fire.
Where we can take flight and don't have to ever land. You can stay young forever if you follow your heart. No 9 to 5, tear the soul apart. Keep it safe, you can keep your soul in art. We can live alive, we would rather die. If I don't live for this, I am not alive. I don't deserve the breath, I don't deserve the steps, don't deserve the criticism or compliments. This is who I am, this is what I do. Outside of Neverland, I don't have a clue. They call us lost, but this is the place where I was found. Take my hand, Wendy, we're home now.
I'm a lost boy from Neverland, usually hanging out with Peter Pan. And when we're bored, we play in the woods, always on the run from Captain Hook. Run, run.
Back in the 1600s, there was a hell lot more noise, and it was smelling horrible in the streets, okay? And having those gardens was the thing to have, because it's quiet and it smells nice, okay? And so here we have one of the best preserved open garden, because the best garden of all is the one reserved for our president. We're gonna have one in Belgium. And so this one here is really cool. It's open every day. And so if you ever want to be outside, it's like be in a quiet environment, read a book or eat or whatever you want, the garden of Hôtel de Sully is the place to land.
And it's close to one of the nicest and oldest squares in Paris that we are going to see in a couple of minutes.
Okay.
I don't sleep, 'cause I think too much, I drink too much. Yeah, I feel too much, I can't breathe when you look at me, 'cause all I see is a blurry sense of what you think of me. Hey, yeah, what you think of me. Hey, why should I try to impress you? 'Cause you don't know me. You don't know me. When you say my name, it's empty. 'Cause you don't know me. You don't know me.
Right? It was King Henry IV that Bertrand mentioned before, who ordered for the construction of this beautiful square in the middle of Le Marais. And the 1600, as we said before, it's like, how do you say that in English? Climax, or the most important, the best time of Le Marais ever. It's the aristocratic time of Le Marais. So there was the idea of building something new in the middle of here. The name, first we should talk about the name, because it's not the original name.
When you look at this square here, try to imagine that when they start building it in the early 1600s, this place is like the worst place ever in Paris. Why so? Because 60 years before that, right where we stand, one of the French kings, called Henry III, has been killed while he was jousting. You guys know about jousting, which used to be our #1 national sport? Yes? So back in the 1500s, when you get into a jousting competition, normally you don't die because you play with wooden weapons. Okay? Problem is, wooden weapons sometimes they break, and as King Henry is fighting with one guy with wooden spears, the other guy's spear broke, and when you break a large piece of wood, you get splintered. Now, imagine that you're wearing a full armor, metal armor, okay? Still there are some points of weakness. What might they be? The most important one is the eyes. So King Henry will get a splinter about that big, okay? Straight in his eyeball. So get into the brain, just touch the brain a little bit. And 10 days after, it gets infected more and more and more, and after 10 days of horrible suffering, he dies. Okay? His wife was Italian. She was called Catherine of Medici, from a city called Florence. Okay? And she had the house where the king was spending some time here completely destroyed, and this becomes a wasteland, and for 60 years there's a wasteland. So when Henry IV decided, as one of his first actions of new King of France, to build a majestic royal square in here, it's also to say we're getting into a new era. Okay, let's forget about this.
Moving on.
And make Paris great again. To a new era. Okay, let's forget about this.
Moving on.
And make Paris great again. Well, so all this style that you have here is a very, 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 very new style. Nowadays we don't call it Henry IV style, which we should, but since this guy was stabbed quite quickly, it's named after his son, that is right here on a horse. His name is Louis XIII. Some of you may have heard of him if you know about the Three Musketeers. So this style is very specific of Louis XIII, and if you have not yet, I really recommend that you go to visit Versailles, okay, the Palace of Versailles, which originally, before being this fantastic palace, was a hunting lodge built by Louis XIII in this very style, which is a combination of the local limestone, which is beige stone that makes Paris, and those bricks, which is very unusual. Normally Paris is very one color, okay? And here we have this pink, orange, reddish coming from the bricks, which makes it even more beautiful.
I have read that this style of a square was supposed to be Spanish, is that right? Because Henry IV, the king who had the idea for this place, was from the south, and he had some Spanish heritage, Spanish cultures from there.